This afternoon is a ceremony of celebration, but before we start, we just wanted to acknowledge that today is also, news has been shared of a tragedy in India and in Ahmedabad, and we do want to acknowledge that and extend our particular sympathy to anyone who has been impacted by that, either directly or indirectly. Díomh Gula, is misha a tolibh Becky Way, Uchtron Unich agus Marani na Hoscolasha, agus ta áthas a dawan fáilte aharov on la specialta sha. Táimid anseo inniu chun cealara paibli a dhéanamh a nasca acadó ata génta agív. I'm Professor Becky Way, Deputy President and Registrar of the University, and I'm delighted to welcome you on this special day. We are here to publicly celebrate your academic achievement. This is a wonderful event in our university calendar, and an even bigger event and more important event for you and your friends, families and supporters. My congratulations on your graduation, and I wish you good fortune going on from here as graduates of the University of Galway. This formal occasion is an appropriate celebration of your success, involving, as it does, a procession led by a mace bearer carrying this beautifully engraved and very heavy silver mace, musical accompaniment, special robes, and the use of Latin, English, and Irish. This kind of ceremony is a tradition that spans many centuries. It goes all the way back to the first university in Ireland, which was established in Dublin in 1320, and has continued through to the present day. Our university here in Galway was originally one of 3 Queen's Colleges established in 1845, alongside our counterparts in Belfast and Cork, with our first students registered in 1849. From its very beginnings as Queen's College Galway, we have been all about ensuring that those who pass through here as students, wherever their future may take them afterwards, go out into the world equipped with the best education that we can give them. The word university comes in shortened form from the Latin Universitas Magistrorum et Scholarum, which translates as a community of teachers and scholars. And that notion of community is something we continue to cherish here. Our staff work tirelessly so that you, our graduates, can face the world holding your heads high. Latin was originally the working language of the universities, and as we link with the past, we still use the language in our university crest and in the conferring ceremony. You can see written on our crest the words Deo favente, which means with God's favour, and in the Latin formula of words used in the parchments that you are about to receive. On the parchments, 2 things are confirmed publicly through those words: the academic quality of your award and the moral character of you as graduates. I hope that as you go through the rest of your lives as Galway graduates, you will remember and strive to uphold both of those characteristics. I will now start the proceedings by introducing you to the various people who are central to today's ceremony. To my left is our interim president, Professor Peter McHugh, who presides over the ceremony. With him is Dr. Anne Ryan, who will open and close the formal part of the ceremony. Behind me are Professors Walter Gear, Rebecca Braun and Alma McCarthy, the executive deans of your respective colleges, who will present you to the president to receive your parchment. We are also joined by many colleagues from your colleges who have all played an essential part in ensuring that you are graduating today. I now hand you over to Dr. Ryan, who will open the formal proceedings in Latin.
Pre honorabilis preces, totaque universitas, haec comitia universitaria hudi convocatia sunt, ut quidem homines et gratus academicos admittantur. Eo is asque presentabit Professor Rebecca Braun.
just before I get going in my Latin, I just want to say in English a huge congratulations to all graduates today. It's a terrific achievement. Start as you mean to go on. We've got 3 colleges graduating today. Show your happiness. The deans like to have a little competition at the end, which college got the most noise. So, don't let me down, College of Arts. Yeah, well done, and enjoy it, please. Doctor of Philosophy. Presento vobis hasse meas filias filiosque meos, quas omnes sio tam moribus quam doctrina habiles et idonias esse admittantur ad gradum doctoratus philosophiae. Itque tibi fide mea testor expondeo totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa admittu vos ad gradum doctoratus philosophiae.
Jennifer Byrne. Jennifer Byrne is awarded a PhD in Women's Studies for research supervised by Dr. Stacey Scriver on the intersection of gender and disability in the Global South. Jamie E. Canavan. Jamie E. Canavan is awarded a PhD in history for research supervised by Dr. Sarah Ann Buckley on the origins and development of the Irish foster care system from 1838 to 1991. Marcia Filippa Nazario Carvalho. Marcia Filippa Nazario Carvalho is awarded a PhD in psychology for research supervised by Dr. Jennifer McSharry and Professor Molly Byrne on maintaining behaviour change in people with type 2 diabetes after attending a structured education programme. Vicenza Francesca Sirofice. Vicenza Francesca Sirofice is awarded a PhD in geography for research supervised by Dr. Cathy Riley on the resistance movement against extractivism in the Sperrin Mountains from a decolonial feminist perspective. Megan Marie Cowman. Megan Marie Cowman is awarded a PhD in psychology for research supervised by Professor Gary Donoghue on the role of cognition in predicting functional outcomes in early psychosis. Maureen Elizabeth DeLeo. Maureen Elizabeth DeLeo is awarded a PhD in English for research supervised by Dr. Cleona Carney on the Cailleach Mhéara in Patrick Pearse's literary works. Michaela Dianetti. Michaela Dianetti is awarded a PhD in Italian for research supervised by Professor Paolo Bartolini on the ethics of attention to suffering in the works of Weil, Murdoch and Morante. Brona Dillon. Brona Dillon is awarded a PhD in geography for research supervised by Dr. Cathy Riley and Professor Francis Fahy on young people's understandings of climate change and how these views inform transformative climate change education. Francesca Guido. Francesca Guido is awarded a PhD in classics for research supervised by Dr. Pádraig Moran on linguistic theory and language education in Latin late antiquity. Avril Marie Hand. Avril Marie Hand is awarded a PhD in psychology for research supervised by Dr. Dennis O'Hora on action dynamics during learning in approach and avoidance contexts. Gregory Harris is awarded a PhD in education for research supervised by Professor Elaine Keane on teachers' understandings of and approach to intercultural education in schools using constructivist grounded theory. Paula Harrison. Paula Harrison is awarded a PhD in classics for research supervised by Dr. Jacopo Bisagni on the scientific texts contained in the early 9th century manuscript Leon 422. Margaret Una Kavanagh. Margaret Una Kavanagh is awarded a PhD in Irish Studies for research supervised by Dr. Nessa Cronin on the role of August Dillon in the Clonbrock photographic collection, contributing to Irish visual heritage. Éanna Michael Kenny. Éanna Michael Kenny is awarded a PhD in psychology for research supervised by Professor Molly Byrne, Dr. Jennifer McSharry, and Professor John William McAvoy on optimizing digital cardiac rehabilitation using the multi-phase optimization strategy. Derv Lemahan. Derv Lemahan is awarded a PhD in psychology for research supervised by Dr. Helena Lydon and Dr. Aoife Maria McTiernan on evaluating staff training methodologies to increase implementation of behavioural supports for individuals with intellectual disabilities. Clara Mallon. Clara Mallon is awarded a PhD in drama and theatre for research supervised by Professor Patrick Lonergan on working class theatre and performance in times of economic crisis. Alice Mulhern. Alice Mulhern is awarded a PhD in history for research supervised by Dr. Sarah Ann Buckley on the history and experience of food in Ireland's Magdalen laundries and industrial schools. Doireann Ní Ghleacháin. Doireann Ní Ghleacháin is awarded a PhD in Gaeilge for research supervised by Professor Lillis O'Leary on the creation and publication of A.M. Freeman's Muskerry collection. Adrian O'Doul. Adrian O'Doul is awarded a PhD in Gaeilge for research supervised by Dr. John McRae and Dr. Clodagh Downey on fundamental natural language processing techniques for Old Irish. Sarah Porsanaluk. Sarah Porsanaluk is awarded a PhD in education for research supervised by Professor Cornelia Connolly on designing educative curriculum materials for primary mathematics teachers for use during curriculum reform. Maria Quigley. Maria Quigley is awarded a PhD in Spanish for research supervised by Dr. Kathleen Quinn on the figure of the little zombie girl in modern culture. Kristen Ruan. Kristen Ruan is awarded a PhD in psychology for research supervised by Dr. Ian Stewart and Dr. Dennis O'Hora on the effects of parental smartphone use on parent-child interactions relevant to young children's language acquisition. Chelsea Ryan. Chelsea Ryan is awarded a PhD in archaeology for research supervised by Dr. Stefan Berg on the function and social impact of nucleated settlements in Bronze Age Ireland. Leona Ryan. Leona Ryan is awarded a PhD in psychology for research supervised by Professor Jane Walsh and Professor Owen Conlon on the development of a digital intervention to reduce weight stigma in management of patients with obesity. Maria Sanabria Barba. Maria Sanabria Barba is awarded a PhD in English for research supervised by Dr. Muireann O'Caneja and Dr. Nessa Cronin on metafictionality and the fantastic in the work of Lord Dunsany, Anglo-Irish Voices of Modernity. Anna Barbara Sikora Carels. Anna Barbara Sikora Carels is awarded a PhD in English for research supervised by Dr. Elizabeth Tilley on John Wyndham, the British fiction author who examined the effects of change in the world. Honours Bachelor of Arts with Children's Studies. Presento vobis hanc meam filiam, quam sio tam moribus, quam doctrina habilem et idonium, esse que admittantur ad gradum baccalaureatus in artibus honoro curso confecto, itque tibi fide mea testor expondeo totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa admittu te ad gradum baccalaureatus in artibus honoro curso confecto.
Shannon Keedy. Master of Literature. Presento vobis hasse meas filias, quas omnes sio tam moribus quam doctrina habilis et idonias, esse que admittantur ad gradum magisteriae in litteris, itque tibi fide mea testor expondeo totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa admittu vos ad gradum magisterii in litteris.
Catherine Lavender Duncan. Master of Literature, Child and Youth Research, Christine Vu. Structured Master of Arts. Presento vobis hasse meas filias filiosco meos, quas omnes sio tam moribus, quam doctrina habilis et idonias, esse que admittantur ad gradum magisterii in artibus, itque tibi fide mea testor expondeo totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa admittu vos ad gradum magisterii in artibus.
Honour Joan Margaret Fawn. Master of Arts, Politics and Sociology, Gary Anthony Albert. Master of Arts, Public Advocacy and Activism, Maria Kashtarian. Master of Arts, Public Policy, Emmanuel Chikwiri. That's the stuff. Master of Arts, Rural Futures Planning and Innovation, Henriette Eric Powery. Postgraduate Diploma, Coastal and Marine Environments, Physical Processes, Policy and Practice. Presento vobis hunc meum filium, quem sio tam moribus, quam doctrina habilem et idonium, esse admittatur ad diploma post baccalaureatum in scientia, idque tibi fide mea testor expondeo, totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa, admittu te ad diploma post baccalaureatum in scientia.
Sibi Silverage. So that concludes the list for the College of Arts, Social Sciences and Celtic Studies. Well done again from me. I'm passing over now. Passing the baton on now to the Executive Dean of the College of Business, Public Policy and Law, Professor Alma McCarthy.
Presento vobis asce meas filies philosophicae meos, quios omnes scio tam moribus cam doctrina habilis e idones, esse qui admittatur ad gradum doctoratus philosophiae, idqui tibi fide mea aci sponde, totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa admittu vos ad gradum doctoratus philosophiae.
Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, Maria Batasheva. Maria Batasheva is awarded a PhD in Management for research supervised by Professor Kate Kenny on theorising whistleblowing, addressing the research agenda. Beatrice Kenosi. Beatrice is awarded a PhD in Law for research supervised by Dr. Anita Ferreira on a study of the Columbia Integrated System for Peace between normative development and participants' perspective. James Andrew Curtin. James Andrew Curtin is awarded a PhD in Economics for research supervised by Dr. Aidan Kane on the economics of the internal organisation of government in Ireland before and after independence. Zaid Hattab. Zaid is awarded a PhD in Economics for research supervised by Dr. Edel Doherty and Dr. Stephen O'Neill on exploring heterogeneity in effectiveness and cost-effectiveness in health applications using a machine learning approach. Stefan Hoff. Stefan Hoff is awarded a PhD in Law for research supervised by Professor Eleanor Flynn and Professor Kieran Walsh on social interpretation patterns of ageism and older adults' access to services and goods. Maureen Maloney. Maureen is awarded a PhD in Management for research supervised by Dr. Leo Smith and myself on how organisational communication policies impact employee understanding of their occupational pensions. Rania Muharib. Rania Muharib is awarded a PhD in Human Rights for research supervised by Professor Shane Darcy and Dr. Edel Hughes on the apartheid framework in Palestine, from grassroots organising and human rights advocacy to international accountability. Kelsey Rood. Kelsey Rood is awarded a PhD in law for research supervised by Dr. Anita Ferreira on evaluating transitional justice in Liberia from a victim-centred perspective. Con Smith. Con Smith is awarded a PhD in Business Information Systems for research supervised by Dr. Murray Scott, Professor Dennis Dennehy, and Professor Samuel Fossa Wamba on understanding the role of artificial intelligence as an enabler of supply chain resilience. Master of Commerce. Praesanto vobis asce hunc meum filium, quem scio tam moribus quam doctrina habilium et idiom esse, qui admentator ad gradum magisterii mercaturae, idque tibi fide mea testor acci spondeo totique academiae.
Ego authoritate mihi concessa admittu te ad gradum magisteria mercaturae.
Joseph MacDonough. Master of Science in Business Analytics. Praesento vobis hanc meam filium meum quo omnes scio tam moribus quam doctrina habilis et idionis esse qui admentator ad gradum magisteriae scientiae, idque tebe fide meo testor acci spondeo totique ad academiae.
Ergo authoritate mihi concessa admittu vos ad gradum magisteriae scientiae.
Ruchika Mantani. Master of Science in Master of Science in Business Information Systems, Barry Redden. Postgraduate Diploma in E-Commerce. Praesento vobis asce hunc meum filium, quiem scio tam moribus quam doctrina habilium et idiom esse, qui admentator ad diploma post baccalaureatum in mercaturiae electronica, id qui tibi fide mea testor acci spondeo totique academiae.
Ego authoritate mihi concessa admittu te ad diploma post baccalaureatum in mercaturiae electronica.
Column Fair. That concludes the graduates from the College of Business, Public Policy and Law. Congratulations to everybody. And I'll hand over to Professor Walter Gear from the College of Science and Engineering.
Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in Science and Engineering. Presento vobis hasce mias filiosque mios, quos omnes eo tam moribus quam doctrina habiles, et idoneos esse qui admittanto ad gradum doctoratus philosophiae, eque tibi fide mea testor expondeo, totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa admittu vos ad gradum doctoratus philosophiae.
Lamis Allah Eldin Rafat. Lamis Allah Eldin Rafat is awarded a PhD in chemistry for research supervised by Dr. Andrea Oaksleben on preparation of pharmaceutically relevant materials by solution, crystallization, mechanochemistry, and sublimation. Modi Al-Bakami. Modi Al-Bakami is awarded a PhD in applied mathematics for research supervised by Dr. Martin Meir on a mathematical analysis of the stability of ternary solid dispersions. Hatim Alwash. Hatim Alwash is awarded a PhD in civil engineering for research supervised by Professor Jamie Goggins, Dr. Yadong Yang, and Dr. Suhab Salaudeh on advancement of a novel self-centering, concentrically braced frame structural steel system for seismically active zones. Marielle Babarkan E. Silva. Marielle Babarkan E. Silva is awarded a PhD in bioinformatics for research supervised by Dr. Philip O'Brien on the bio-inspired optimization of classification pipelines for predicting kidney rejection using gene expression data. Orla Grace Burke. Orla Grace Burke is awarded a PhD in microbiology for research supervised by Professor James P. O'Gara on new insights on Staphylococcus epidermis physiology and antibiotic resistance. Joseph Clancy. Joseph Clancy is awarded a PhD in electrical and electronic engineering for research supervised by Professor Martin Glavin and Professor Edward Jones on investigating the feasibility of vehicular communications with modern wireless access technology. Malgorzata Dabrowska. Malgorzata Dabrowska is awarded a PhD in biomedical engineering for research supervised by Dr. Una Fitzgerald and Dr. Jill McMahon on the development of novel drug screening platforms for multiple sclerosis. Daria Dalal. Daria Dalal is awarded a PhD in computer sciences for research supervised by Professor Peter Paul Boutelaar on causal reasoning with language models for causal question and answering. Tanya Dini. Tanya Dini is awarded a PhD in biochemistry for research supervised by Professor Brian McStay and Dr. Niels Gauthier on membrane tension and cholesterol regulation in glioma cell migration. Niranjana Edwin. Niranjana Edwin is awarded a PhD in microbiology for research supervised by Dr. Florence Abram on soil metagenomics. Andy Egon. Andy Egon is awarded a PhD in civil engineering for research supervised by Dr. Stephen Nash and Dr. Eugene Farrell on numerical modelling of the morphodynamic processes behind shoreline change in Brandon Bay. Ibrahim Halilullah Urbe. Ibrahim Halilullah Urbe is awarded a PhD in physics for research supervised by Dr. Yuri Roshev on development of complex in vitro models for studying the structure and function of the intestinal epithelium. Ronan Flood. Ronan Flood is awarded a PhD in chemistry for research supervised by Professor Peter Bernard Crowley on protein assembly by macrocycles. Julia Graziano. Julia Graziano is awarded a PhD in biochemistry for research supervised by Professor Kieran Morrison and Dr. Francesco Ferrari on machine learning-enabled cancer epigenomics. Salome Guillaumin. Salome Guillaumin is awarded a PhD in biomedical engineering for research supervised by Professor Timothy O'Brien and Professor Dimitrios Zagolis on macromolecular crowding optimization and application in co-culture setting for tendon regeneration application. Bushra Bedreye Gunai. Bushra Bedreye Gunai is awarded a PhD in biomedical engineering for research supervised by Professor Abhi Shashikant Pandit on a regenerative therapeutic approach for intervertebral disc degeneration. Finian Hartnett. Finian Hartnett is awarded a PhD in Earth and Ocean Sciences for research supervised by Professor Mark Peter Johnson on agricultural byproducts for an aquaculture-based circular economy, co-supervised by Alex Wan and Simon Davis. Yaheli Hernandez Valenzuela. Yaheli Hernandez Valenzuela is awarded a PhD in mechanical engineering for research supervised by Professor Catherine Cormican on the relationship between intercultural communication competence and team effectiveness in multicultural teams. Bertrand Antoine Jose Christian Hutlett. Bertrand Antoine Jose Christian Huttler is awarded a PhD in biochemistry for research supervised by Dr. Gerhard Schlosser on characterization of new regulators of sensory neurogenesis in Xenopus. Ali Sultan Khan. Ali Sultan Khan is awarded a PhD in microbiology for research supervised by Dr. Alessandro de Menezes, Dr. Dominica Kroll and Dr. John Finn on how increasing grassland diversity can help in reducing environmental footprint and increasing yields from grasslands. Shaylee Kiefer. Shaylee Kiefer is awarded a PhD in biochemistry for research supervised by Professor Noel F. Lowndes on elucidating the role of the ZC3H14 protein in the DNA damage response. Lingyi Lai. Lingyi Lai is awarded a PhD in chemistry for research supervised by Professor Charles Spillane on harnessing nuclear organelle genome interactions for seed size heterosis in Arabidopsis thaliana. James Lawrence. James Lawrence is awarded a PhD in microbiology for research supervised by Professor Pete Lenz and Professor Jerry Murphy on acidogenic fermentation of macroalgae and coffee waste in production of volatile fatty acids and biohydrogen. Roisin Mary Lean. Roisin Mary Lean is awarded a PhD in chemistry for research supervised by Dr. Eddie Myers on peptide and protein modification for biological and therapeutic applications. Conor Patrick Lowndes. Conor Patrick Lowndes is awarded a PhD in biochemistry for research supervised by Professor Corrado Santocanale and Dr. Marco Foiani on neurodegeneration and mechanobiology, implications for the biology of Purkinje cells in ataxia telangiectasia patients. David McKernan. David McKernan is awarded a PhD in biochemistry for research supervised by Dr. Olivia McDermott on the evolution and future of the Irish MedTech cluster. Niamh Mockler. Niamh Mockler is awarded a PhD in chemistry for research supervised by Professor Peter Bernard Crowley on protein crystal engineering using synthetic macrocycles. Mangash Moray. Mangash Moray is awarded a PhD in biomedical engineering for research supervised by Professor Abhay Shashikant Pandit on therapeutic glucose responsive dual gene delivery system for diabetic wound healing. Nadia Mohammed Hussain. Nadia Mohammed Hussain is awarded a PhD in electrical and electronic engineering for research supervised by Dr. Adnam Elahi and Professor Martin O'Halloran on development of non-invasive and minimally invasive sensing technologies for hypoxia monitoring in neonates. Nabila Mumtaz. Nabila Mumtaz is awarded a PhD in computer sciences for research supervised by Professor James Duggan on the comparative evaluation of modern calibration methods for inferring infectious disease parameters. Sai Abhinesh Natarajan. Sai Abhinesh Natarajan is awarded a PhD in computer sciences for research supervised by Professor Michael Madden on game engine-based synthetic data generation schemes and convolutional neural networks. Shauna O'Brien. Shauna O'Brien is awarded a PhD in chemistry for research supervised by Professor Olivier Thomas on the chemical investigation of freshwater blooms of Irish cyanobacteria. Harrison O'Rourke. Harrison O'Rourke is awarded a PhD in botany and plant science for research supervised by Dr. Karen Bacon on investigating if leaf traits can provide a link between modern and fossil plant extinction. Donal O'Shea. Donal O'Shea is awarded a PhD in bioinformatics for research supervised by Professor Cathal Shoiga on novel statistical models and computational tools for gene set analysis. Emily Roscombe. Emily Roscombe is awarded a PhD in microbiology for research supervised by Professor Vincent O'Flaherty and Professor Sinead Waters on the development of feed additives to reduce methane emission from ruminant agriculture. Zhao Shi. Zhao Shi is awarded a PhD in civil engineering for research supervised by Professor Jinmin Zhan on the factors influencing butyric acid degradation and production and associated metabolic pathways. Anupa Shyamlo. Anupa Shyamlal is awarded a PhD in computer sciences for research supervised by Dr. Subhasis Thakur and Professor John Breslin on decentralized payment networks. Clara Simon. Clara Simon is awarded a PhD in marine science for research supervised by Dr. Ronan Solpis on the application of ulva for bioremediation and as a source of food. David Symes. David Symes is awarded a PhD in biomedical engineering for research supervised by Professor Leisha McNamara on computational investigation of injury risk due to catheter delivery in transcatheter aortic valve replacement surgery. Julienne Vincent. Julienne Vincent is awarded a PhD in microbiology for research supervised by Professor Vincent O'Flaherty on the mathematical modelling of biofilm formation during anaerobic digestion. Rena Walsh. Rena Walsh is awarded a PhD in environmental science for research supervised by Dr. Katrina Carlin, Professor Michael Joseph Gormley, Professor Annetta Zintel and Dr. Chris Williams on ticks, their habitats, their ecology and people's perceptions of Lyme disease risk. Wang Yao. Wang Yao is awarded a PhD in electrical and electronic engineering for research supervised by Professor Peter Corcoran on improved facial recognition and training data synthesis for user authentication in consumer devices. Honours Bachelor of Engineering in Biomedical Engineering. Presento vobis anc meum filium filianque meum quos omne siotam moribus quam doctrina habiles et idoneos esse qui admittantur ad gradum baccalaureatus in arte ingeniaria honoro cursu confecto eque tibi fide mea testor expondeo totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa admittu vos ad gradum baccalaureatus in arte ingeniaria honoris cursus confecto.
Brian Gallagher. Alice Shaughnessy. Bachelor of Science in General Science. Presento vobis hasce meas filias filiosque meos, quos omne siotam moribus quam doctrina habiles et idoneos esse qui admittantur ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientiae, eque tibi fide mea testor expondeo totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa admittu vos ad gradum baccalaureatus in scientiae.
Rachel Baines. Adam Sylvester. Dara Walsh. Bachelor of Science in Software Development. Barry Philip Clark. Sinead Joyce. Owen Martin McArdle. Samuel Relo. Master of Engineering in Biomedical Engineering. Presento vobis hunc meum filium quem sio tam moribus quam doctrina abilem et idoneum esse qui admittantur ad gradum magisterii in arte ingenieria, eque tibi fide mea testor expondeo totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa admittu te ad gradum magisteriae in arte ingenieria.
Joseph Caulfield. Master of Engineering Science. Presento vobis hunc meum filium quem sio tam moribus quam doctrina abilem et idoneum esse qui admittata ad gradum magisterii scientiae ingenieria, eque tibi fide mea testor expondeo totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa admittu te ad gradum magisteriae in scientiae ingenieria.
Yifei Zhu. Master of Science. Presento vobis hasce meas filias filiosque meos, quos omne sia tam moribus quam doctrina abiles et idoneus esse quid admittantur ad gradum magisterii scientiae, eque tibi fide mea testor expondeo totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa admittu vos ad gradum magisteriae scientiae.
Carla Anderson. Mehmet Khan Bayukdag. Aoife Embleton. Marvin Ifeagwu. Sebastian Klozowski. Oliver Lynch Milner. Kieran McGrory. Katie Jane McHugh. Maria Luisa Medeiros Machera. Emily Morris. Ema Rafter. Danica Skorich. Andrew Salmon. Colin Wren. sorry, we still have a couple of names to go through even though they're not here. Master of Science in Computer Science, Artificial Intelligence Online, Pardasarada Pata. And finally, Higher Diploma in Applied Science, Presento vobis hosce mios filios cos omnes sio tam moribus, quam doctrina habiles et idonios esse qui admittantur ad diploma superius in scientiae applicanda. Ique tibi fide mea testor expondeo totique academiae.
Ego autoritate mihi concessa admittu vos ad diploma superius in scientiae applicanda.
Aaron Burke. And Colm Tarpe. Well done, everyone. Thank you very much indeed. Congratulations.
Congratulations, everyone. To conclude, Pre honorables preces, ceremonias rit confectes, finem queso facias hueges, convocationias universitariae. That concludes the formal part of the ceremony, and I'd now like to call on our interim president, Professor Peter McHugh, to give his address to you.
I'm not the interim president, we've swapped the order. Once again, my congratulations to you all. That concludes the formal part of the ceremony today, but before we finish and move to the interim president's address, after which you'll be able to go out for light refreshments in the Human Biology building, which is outside and to the right, I would ask you to join me in thanking those people whose hard work and professionalism ensure that a ceremony such as this runs smoothly. And in particular, Brona Clifford and the Conferring team, sitting quietly at the back of the room. As well as Tara Layden and Academic Registry. In addition, I'll do them all and then we can give them one big cheer at the end. In addition, let me thank staff from Buildings and Estates, the President's Office, administrative staff from college and school offices, audio-visual staff from the Centre for Excellence in Learning and Teaching, the Marketing and Communications Office, Agus Anshavish Astrakhan. To you, the graduates, just one last thing to say from me. Go now and make the most of the qualification you have gained and the life ahead of you. Banigi salt ni hawen as a la inu, ach an sol atar roev amach, gorma agiv gole. And I will now introduce the Interim President of University of Galway, Professor Peter McHugh, to give his conferring ceremony address, and whose speech will conclude our proceedings.
Jeev Golair, is Misha Peter McHugh, Uachtarán Étramach na Hulscoile, agus fáilte rómh go léir chuig an ócáid iontacht agus tábhachtach seo in Ulscoil na Gaillimhe inniu. I'm Peter McHugh and I'm the Interim President of University of Galway, and I want to thank you all for being here at this wonderful event today at the university. It's a great honour and pleasure for me to be here to address you today in the role of President. The first thing to say is welcome to you all, our newly minted graduates, and to your families and friends to this great day. And indeed, it is a great day of celebration in the life of the university, and where we celebrate and formally acknowledge the hard work and achievements of you, our graduates, in earning your qualifications. This is something to be extremely proud of, and I can assure you that we are all immensely proud of each and every one of you. The second thing to say is thank you. You, our new graduates, are the reason that we are all here, the reason that this great institution exists in the first place. Thank you for coming here as our students, and for being the most important part of the University of Galway community over the last number of years. And of course, we congratulate you on selecting University of Galway in the first place. A very smart move, and one of the best decisions you have ever made, and probably will ever make. Today, you have become part of a large and ever-growing family of University of Galway graduates, the University of Galway alumni, and there are some 135,000 of you now, and growing all the time. We at the university have just launched our new 5-year strategic plan, 2025 to 2030. At the foundation of the plan, and upon which everything is built, are our 5 fundamental values of excellence, openness, respect, sustainability, and belonging. And focusing on the word belonging for a moment, this for me is a powerful word that describes our university community, students and staff. We are part of something. We belong here. We help and look out for one another. And we have a strong sense of identity with and pride in our university. So you, as former students and graduates now, some of you for the second time, having had your bachelor's and then maybe master's and now on to the PhD. So you, as our former students and graduates now, as I say, belong to the University of Galway community, and you will remain so throughout your lives. A little piece of University of Galway will always be with you, no matter where you go, no matter what you do across the globe. And that is something to cherish and to be extremely proud of. I'm sure that there are family and friends here today celebrating with you who are also University of Galway graduates, and we warmly welcome you back to reconnect with the community and the campus. Of course, not forgetting those who are here for the first time, families and friends, including many from overseas. And that warm welcome is extended to you also as you visit our beautiful campus. And at this point, to acknowledge the huge contribution they have made to getting you here, I want you, our new graduates, to give a warm round of applause to your families and friends. Focusing back on the university itself for a moment, now is a great time to reflect on its history, as this year, 2025, is the 180th anniversary of the foundation of the university, it having been established in 1845 as Queen's College Galway. The first students arrived just 4 years later when the university was built. On October the 30th, 1849, the very first students, all 68 of them, entered the beautiful quadrangle building on campus, the beautiful building up at that corner of the campus that I'm sure many of you have taken photographs at lunchtime today and maybe do so after the ceremony today. They entered that building to take their matriculation examinations and on passing to begin their studies. So it all started on that day. At the time, we had 3 faculties: law, arts and medicine, and 2 schools, civil engineering and agriculture. There were 21 subjects taught at the time, then called disciplines, on such wonderful topics as the Greek and Latin languages and logic and metaphysics. Never got to study logic and metaphysics myself, but it sounds wonderful. We should bring that back. And all over those 180 years up to the present day, the university has generated a continuous and unbroken record of world-class scholarship and education, of which we should all be very proud. And the growth of the university has been remarkable. Little did those 68 students in 1849 know that their numbers would grow to a community of almost 20,000 students today, and a community that is truly international, with students from 120 countries across the globe. Our university has achieved great things, which, of course, we are proud, and that you, as our students and now our new graduates, have played a critically important part in achieving. For example, in the International University Rankings, the QS ranking, we are in the top 2% of approximately 26,000 universities across the globe. We're #1 university in Ireland and in the top 50 globally for sustainable development and our impact in achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. These are remarkable achievements and demonstrate a huge ambition, and I want to thank all our staff and students for their outstanding efforts in making all of this happen. We are a research-led university. Research excellence and impact are a key part of our identity and distinctiveness at University of Galway. They're at the beating heart of what we do. And this is even doubly clear from today, listening to the wonderful list of cutting-edge PhD thesis research topics that we heard right throughout our ceremony today. And this research excellence is true across all disciplines in the university, and in particular across the 3 colleges that we have represented here this afternoon. Our College of Arts, Social Science and Celtic Studies has recently established the Institute for Creativity, building on the university's long and outstanding heritage in the creative arts, engaging with the wonderfully varied and rich arts and culture ecosystem that we have here in Galway, a critical part of what makes Galway famous. Acadamh na Hoscoilíochta na Gaeilge and the School of English and Creative Arts have worked with our colleagues in the James Hardiman Library to collate and make publicly available the Imirka database of letters, memoirs and correspondence from some of the millions of people who fled our shores back through the years for a better life in North America. For the College of Business, Public Policy and Law, the Institute for Life Course and Society performs innovative applied research informing policy development and practice that makes a positive difference to people's lives. And the college also has thought leaders in the world of human rights who routinely and progressively urge action to end international conflict. And last but not least, our College of Science and Engineering has recently launched a new multidisciplinary Institute for Health Discovery and Innovation, focused on tackling pressing health needs and which builds on the world-class standing that our university has in the areas of biomedical engineering, medical technology, medical innovation, biomedical science and biomedicine, and where Galway is a global hub of the medical device industry. The college also hosts the Ryan Institute that is concerned with the critically important topics of environment and sustainability, and that performs cutting-edge, multidisciplinary research on the themes of energy and climate, the marine and our coasts, agriculture and the bioeconomy, and environment and health. And these are just a few examples of the very broad and deep spectrum of excellent research activity across our colleges and our university. We do all of these great things. We certainly do. But if we take a step back for a moment and reflect, we might ask the question, why do we do all these things? Why are we here as a university? We reflected on this in the development of our new strategic plan, and as a result, we are reinvigorating and refocusing our efforts as a university community on our core mission of research and education that are both excellent and impactful. And our research and education are all for the betterment of society. We are here for the public good. And you, as our graduates, are now at the forefront of delivering on that mission. So we ask you to use your education and skills enthusiastically but wisely, and with kindness and compassion and empathy for the betterment of our society and to make a positive difference in the world. Here you have achieved an education in the fundamentals of your different disciplines, and a sound and deep understanding of these fundamentals is critically important for future success. But this is just the foundation. It is now up to you to build on this, to carve out your own futures and write your own stories. As the famous Irish poet Seamus Heaney said when he was a teacher in Dublin many years ago, "We are here to develop your capabilities. Your destinies are your own." But you can go out into the world with a strong, positive and confident outlook. The modern world is certainly a challenging place, we all know that. But building on your great achievement today, that we are all here to celebrate, you can certainly go out into the world with strong positivity and a confident outlook. As the Belfast writer C.S. Lewis said, there are far, far better things ahead than any we leave behind. And a related thought. Life is not linear. It's not a straight line. There are ups and downs. Opportunities come and go. And I wanted to leave you with one thought today as you complete this very important part of your education with us and face out into the world. And that is to grasp opportunities when they arise, to take the chance when opportunities are presented. A new job opportunity, study opportunity, travel opportunity. Some things may not work out, but when they do, the positive effects on your life and the lives of others can be wonderful. You never know until you try. To quote William Shakespeare from the play Julius Caesar, and I realise for the English scholars I'm quoting a little bit out of context, but it says it for me. William Shakespeare said, "There is a tide in the affairs of people, which taken on the flood leads on to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. On such a full sea we are now afloat, and we must take the current when it serves, or lose our ventures." Looking at all of you today, you are now very much floating on a full sea, and the current is certainly with you. So take it and carve out your own destinies, to live fulfilling lives and to build a better future for us all. Before I finish, I want to say a word of thanks to my colleagues in the university staff, here in really great numbers today, and it's wonderful to see that. Academic staff and professional services and support staff across all functions for all the hard work done consistently and generously to make our university successful and to get us to where we are today. Muila buíochas Díobh go léir. And we can give them a round of applause. And before I finish, very special words of thanks to somebody very special, Bernie Lamb from Buildings and Estates Department, who will be retiring soon after many years of outstanding service to the university. Bernie has been a huge part of the Building and Estates team and has played a huge part in Conferrings over the years. And we very much appreciate her contribution and wish her well in her retirement. So thank you, Bernie. Finally, to our new graduates, families and friends, again, heartiest congratulations and enjoy this wonderful day. Comhortaíochas libh go léir, agus tá súil agam go mbanfaisibh taitneamh as an lá iontu agus tábhachtach seo. Gorma agah go léir.